Now the
Apologies,
opening.
guys. I was going to apologise, Tim, if we spoke over the main MC. I'm sorry if we did that, guys. A little bit of a mix-up here, technical fault. We're actually not in Las Vegas. Tim de Laeta is in the lovely country of Netherlands, and I'm here in beautiful Thailand. So there could be a little bit of talking over each other from time to time. We try and keep it to a minimum. Go ahead, Tim.
Well, the opening set will be the team lineup, so all 3 players will be involved. 1 player plays 1 rack. They will be rotating through the lineup each rack. And the second set will be the same sex doubles, and the third set will be the mixed doubles. It could be over by then, otherwise we'll have the singles set, number 4, and if we're tied at 2, we have the shootout.
Interesting format, isn't it, Tim? I love it. A little bit of everything. So, Albert breaking off first rack for Indonesia. How's it looking, Tim? Our break guru.
Well, definitely a great spread. Look at the center of the table. There's no traffic at all. The only thing he was missing is actually to have a ball on the break. And that 1 ball does go by the 9, so immediately a great opportunity for Spain and Francisco Sanchez-Ruiz to get going.
Yeah, using up all the 60 seconds of the shot clock. 30 seconds thereafter. And 1 extension each per rack. Same rules for Pro Billiard Series that we've been seeing throughout the last week, Tim. I think it's day 7 today, isn't it? It's been a busy, busy week.
Well, I would have to rely on you because I lost count by now.
It's a guesstimate.
Well, a bit of traveling from the 4 to the 5 needed. That's why he's taking a bit more time on this 3 ball. If he lands straight on the 4 ball, that would be horrendous. Don't think he can really get far getting straight on the 4. So I'm assuming he goes twice the long rail. Just softly bump the right long rail. Take any angle you can get. Yeah, just like that. Always have had a very interesting style. El Ferrari. Quite sensitive. He does play with a lot of feel in the shots, but well, the cue is going that straight through the ball. Cannot really complain about his results, can we?
No, won everything the game has to offer already at such a young age. I say young, he's past 30 now, Tim. We can't call any 30-year-olds young anymore. A little dig at you there, mate. We recently had his 30th birthday, Tim de Laeta, the other day. He knows how it feels to get older.
Well, the good news is I still feel like a 20-year-old, so that's great.
Perfect.
Now, that 7 ball laying in the corner. Always difficult. Oh, doesn't want to make the 7. Ooh. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Early trouble. Yeah,
Well,
was
the
trying
banks
to bring,
are open, Tim.
yeah, I was trying to bring the cue ball near the 10 to have a natural angle up table, but he's indeed called the bank.
what control. What control. A bit unlucky, Tim looked to end up there. It was a good safety in case he missed it, wasn't it? He played it two-way. Unfortunately, he got both parts.
Yeah, you gotta say though, you've already taken the risk to make the 8. He has to kind of take another risk, you would say, but he's now pushing the 9 up to the 10. And Albert is definitely gonna like this. Well, he's called the bank. This is a shot I was not expecting him to play. I was thinking about cutting the 9 full into the 10 and the cue all the way up table. But he likes to take his chances straight back to the top left. Then again, look
Well,
at
Tim,
that. Look at that.
I just finished commentating on him in the junior event, and he was going for almost everything, and it's kind of the way he plays. That was absolutely superb. What a shot from Albert Wanata.
Yeah, just the whole shot though, if it had come up a bit short or wide, the cue ball was dead frozen to the bottom short rail. It was always going to leave a difficult shot, and well, he ginned it, so he didn't even have to worry about what he was going to leave. An absolute brilliant straight back from the young man. Now, we do not know the exact lineup though, so well, it looks like Hendra is up next. Hendra, excuse me. First timer for me to see Hendra play. Not the best start, dry break. And I did see a pink glove, but that is not Maite Ropero at the table. It is Jona Suto. I was not sure yet who was going to play for Team Spain. Ooh. Wow, just
shot.
by the 4. Still a bit straight on the 2-ball mark.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, I think he can force follow through with a bit of right hand spin, Tim, to get to the 3. Big shot this one, Tim.
Yeah, good news is he will have to stun the cue ball anyways. 2 rails back to the center of the table, so he can let the stroke out a bit. Doesn't have to do something sensitive, but does take a little break, clean the cue. Obviously, some players traveling back and forth within the US. Some of them played the Las Vegas Open, some of them played another big event in Florida, I believe, where they played insane amount of matches within a couple days. So all the players participating in this World Team Championship, they are definitely in punch. They will be striking the ball super sweet after that many hours of play.
Yeah, I think FSR got to the semi-finals, as did Albert Wanata. Done very well for a 17-year-old. He's playing here in the juniors as well. Also the teams here. So he's got a busy, or had a busy week also, Tim. So as you say, they should all be very nicely in stroke by now.
Well, don't forget Duong Guoquang, who won the event, he had the most play of all, and he walked into the Westgate Hotel and Casino for Team Vietnam.
Yeah, great to have him here. Pool absolutely massive now in Vietnam. I was talking to a friend of mine, a pool player, Chris Alexander, yesterday, who lives actually in Da Nang, and he said there's so many tables there, but it's still very hard to get a game because everyone just wants to play.
A little bit short on this 9 ball though. Should be fine, doesn't have to do too much with the cue ball. Nice stroke.
I think he's really improved, Tim, over the last year or so, Hannes.
Well, we have seen what it does to the players, especially at a young age when they start playing all the events. They travel all over the place. That's where you truly start to play your best pool. I've seen it with Filler. You get to see it now with Jonas. Well, Januata, another player. We have actually 2 of those that are doing it right now and probably are playing their best pool and maybe could grow into even more. And there's so many more talents. You can see it with Savannah Easton, Sophia Mast. They are traveling all over the place to play in all the WPBA events, all the Pro Billiard Series women's events. And they are still growing. Yannick Pongers, Dutchman, same thing. So if you're a young player, the only way to become your absolute best is to go out there and play all the events.
Yeah, I totally agree. Test yourself against the best. That's the only way you're going to improve. Nice break there, Tim, from Mighty Ribeiro for Team Spain. And nicely, I think this one passes. If it doesn't, there's a possible combo on. Do you think that passes, Tim? I think she's playing the combo. Oh, no, she's played safe. Didn't like it.
Yeah, a bit surprising she's played it safe, but maybe some early nerves. Just
Possible
wondering.
Jump on here.
The 2 ball might not go by the 5, and it could be one of the reasons why you would not want to start the run out from that position. Oh. Not expected her to jump over the ball. So ball in hand, exactly what Maite was going for. Now she go to the 2 ball. Do they maybe have a team strategy? Play more safe because she's now going for a 3 foul.
Yeah, big power there from a little lady, Silviana Liu. I actually believe Aloysius Yap is here as well for Team Singapore. I saw his name on the list, Tim.
Yeah. I do believe so as well.
Another jump.
Yeah, cue ball not frozen to the 8 mark, and nowadays with these jump cues. Oh, well, she almost jumped the cue ball off the table.
Well, she's caught the 8 ball, Tim.
Okay. Well, I'm very glad there was a referee to see that, because my eyes certainly are not working at this time of the day.
Well, you can see her intentions, Tim. Just got to be careful to make a row here and don't push the ball.
Oh, she needs that 1 ball to go. She needs that 1 ball to go.
It's not going to reach. It's a foul.
Yeah, referee still telling Silviana she is on 2 fouls, but well, I'm quite sure she's not going to do something crazy on this 1 ball. She could She could actually tap this in, leave the cue ball on the right long rail, and then play a safety roll up on the 5 or the 3 ball.
Might go Tim.
Well, if it does go, I think it's an interesting choice. Maite did not go for the run out, so I'm assuming the safety.
You assumed correctly, sir. So Mighty now on 1 foul. She has to jump this. She's got to be careful. Pretty close to the 5, and the 2 ball is near to the rail, Tim, so it's easy to lose the cue ball here. She's got to be careful. Good shot. So now both players on 0 fouls, which is nice.
In the meantime, 7 other matches going on. We will try to keep you up to date with the live scores of all the sets. So far, no set has been won. No very quick sets yet. Yeah, we've seen, or I seen, South Korea beat USA A earlier today, and one thing that I found very interesting is that South Korea let So Soa play as their second player in the team lineup. So in between the 2 men, So Soa played, where she actually got to win 1 or 2 racks against Skylar Woodward. So a bit of an interesting tactic. I'm not sure if they did that on purpose or they just felt like it.
Yeah, good team, South Korea. Although you still have to think it's a little bit of a shock, considering the team that they had, the USA team. Really strong team. Skylar, Shane and Savannah.
I have to say though, Korea played really good. They're up against Chinese Taipei now. I'm not gonna say it will be a surprise, but I don't see a reason why not. Now, messy back and forth. Roll up on the 5. Would definitely prefer to kick this 2 rails in case you make it. The cue ball might slide around the 5 or at least gets a bit closer to the 4 ball. Oh, she went completely around it. But she's moved the 10 to where the 6 ball does not go to the bottom left or the bottom right. So you would say Maite is supposed to run out with ball in hand, but actually it's tougher than you would originally think.
Hasn't got to do too much, can just bounce off the side rail. Back to a similar position. Doesn't matter if she lands straight on the 5 because she has the 6 into the side. It's okay. Little stun shot here, Tim. Off the rail. You can just bounce off the rail a bit. Would be nice, wouldn't it? Show how straight she is.
Would be nice if she can get straight on the 6 without being hooked by the 7. That would work. I think she's landed perfect. I was thinking the 7 would block the 6 a bit more, then could have been nasty to stay on the 7.
Good pace around the table, Mighty. Very quick player, really. It has let her down in the past. But I do like her rhythm around the table. And when she gets her confidence up, she's right up there with the best of them.
Yeah, what people do not see is how much effort she actually puts in putting herself in a great position. So she does play real fast, but she also, every shot she makes sure she controls the cue ball well. Sometimes you see league players, they just drop down and play fast, but the cue ball is all over the place. Oh, maybe a bit quick on the 10? I don't think so. I think maybe a bit of nerves.
Yeah, a bit of pressure. She's lucky she's got away with it, kind of. This isn't an easy 10 ball. Always try and overcut these, really, rather than hit them thick.
Yeah, just like that. Good call. Missed it on the pro side. And I'm quite sure we'll see the bank. If I missed the 10 ball like I did, or like she did just now, I probably would say, okay, let me bank this in. I mean, you gotta take your opportunities. You missed the money ball already. This is a free shot, free opportunity. Oh, she tried to play it super, super cute instead of letting the stroke out.
Got the double kiss. Now, just a point of fact here, you are allowed to coach your teammates while they're at the table. So 2-1 Indonesia, Tim. Is there an upset in the offing here, maybe?
Well, it's still a very long way to go. We're playing best out of 5 sets. If we go 2 each, we got a shootout. Still so much that can happen. But a bit of a bummer for Spain. I actually feel like they could have been 3-0 up. Instead, they're 2-1 down. Nothing huge, but there is a difference.
Some fabulous matchups going on right now. Over on table 1, Norway against reigning champions Germany, if you want to check that one out. Canada taking on Hong Kong. Netherlands, your team, Tim, up against Dong Kwok Hong and his fellow teammates for Vietnam. Puerto Rico against Great Britain. Austria, Poland, what a match that is. 9 ball is going to go, Tim, I think. It made it.
Yeah, it was so rooting
Smiles
for
all
that
round.
9 ball. And then he realized, man, now I'm hooked. Because the last time he didn't manage to make that ball on the break. And he left the 1 ball wide open.
What would you prefer, Tim, to make that 9 there or dry and leave this position?
Well, dry out. I mean, I don't care if it's make a ball, yes or no. You gotta make a ball at the right time, I guess. Which is impossible. You need a bit of luck on that. Now, this is a shot. You cannot give this back. I kind of feel like there's too many options for your opponent to play something well. He could roll up 1 rail underneath the 10. Could even bring the cue ball 1 or 2 rails around the 10. For the opposite sides with the safety, the 7 in between. Could play the 1 off the 8 to the bottom right and draw the cue ball back to where it is now, to where you always have the 2 ball. Well, he might even be directly cutting this mark. That would be insane. Yeah, did go for the overcut.
Overcut on that one, Tim. Amazing shot, eh?
Yeah, only the bump with the cue ball into the 7. That's where he's left FSR a shot on this 1 ball. Now
Well,
we do
interesting. Go ahead, Tim.
I was gonna say we do have a poll going on YouTube. Make sure to get your votes in. I'm very curious to see who you think will be the winner after these 5 sets. Currently now Indonesia with 70% against Spain's 30. Gotta say, that's quite a difference. Is Indonesia that much better than Team Spain? I don't know.
Well, it's exactly what I was going to say, Tim. I've just looked at the poll, and 70%. That's... I think we just have more Indonesians watching than Spain fans. That's all it can be, surely. Can't be that much of favourites Indonesia to beat Spain. I don't think so. But keep voting, guys. Come on, Spain. You need to get watching this, guys, and get your votes in for your team.
Well, he's gonna play the 3 off the 6. Just mainly make the ball. Could send the cue ball to the left of the 4 if he needs that little bit more cut on the 3 ball or not.
Got to hit it quite hard.
Oh, a bit of a...
Get out of the way, 8 ball.
Yeah, it turned out to be quite a gamble actually with how the 6 and the 8 ran. But I mean, what else? We're in Las Vegas.
He rolled the dice, Tim.
Now, 1 reel in between. No, I'm not sure if he actually chose to run into the 5. But he's left himself a good angle, honestly, on this 5 ball. This is to put Team Indonesia on the hill in the opening set.
Yeah, double elimination. So a loss at this stage wouldn't be catastrophic. What a talent to have on your side. Young 17-year-old, what a future he has ahead of him. 796 Fargo already. Almost part of the 800 club, Tim, at the age of 17. That's quite some going.
Yeah, and he does bring Team Indonesia on the hill. He's taken his own rack twice now. And it's all up to Hendra to seal the deal. Team Spain in some early trouble.
Well, Vietnam, Tim, have taken a 3-0 lead over your team, Netherlands. My team 2 up against Puerto Rico. Austria are 2-0 up on Poland. That's another big tie this round. South Korea 3-0 up, Tim, on Chinese Taipei. Possible shock there as well. Reigning champions Germany 2-1 up against Team Norway.
So another dry break for Indonesia. Quite a big shot to start the rack with. Top right spin. So inside spin on the cue ball, tracking 2 rails in between the 3 and the 7. And then quite some traveling from the 3 to the 4 ball. Yes, played that well. Great cueing.
Right, same sex doubles in set number 2, Tim, which will be interesting.
Yeah, especially it's same-sex doubles, and then it's a mixed doubles. And for set 4, if you need it, the player you want to have for the singles cannot have played both double sets. So that means maybe for Indonesia, that means their best player, which so far I've seen Januarta, might have to not play the mixed doubles. So interesting dynamic that gives. It really has to be an all-around team instead of have 1 or 2 good players, which we've seen that a little bit in the past.
There's some teams with actually 5 players in their team, but only 3 can play at any one time. We saw David Al-Qadi sitting in the audience and the bleachers watching his team. He could very well play in the next match. You don't have to stick with the same team, but you do throughout a particular match, of course.
Oh, left himself a bit funny on the 6. I think he's corrected himself great with how he's left himself on the 7. He's been struggling a little bit with the pace of the table. Like this, like he's never supposed to be on the rail on this 8 ball. Easier said than done. He can still correct this, but that means he'll have to take on a longer 9. He's not gonna try and get straight on the 10 mark. He's gonna try and probably draw back a diamond, maybe a diamond and a half, to make sure the odds of making the 9 are higher. Oh, and
it's going to be set over. Ball in hand with just 9 and 10 on. The nerves will be jangling slightly. Does so much good work in the game, Hendra. Such a nice guy who looks after all the players when they come to town. I met him at the Hayball in China once. First set then. He's over, Tim.
Yes, and it looks like Team Spain is, well, not desperately, but they really would like to leave the arena, and so is Team Indonesia. So I guess Mark White and myself, we are gonna take a short break as well. We'll be right back with set number 2, the same-sex doubles. See you soon. And we are back live from the Westgate Hotel and Casino. This is the 2026 Predator WPA World Teams Championship. Both teams are back, ready to get going in the second set, which will be the same sex doubles. We do not know who's playing, but we will find out very well, we do obviously know who's playing because it's the same sex. So it will be FSR and Suto against Hendra and Januata.
I thought maybe you knew something I didn't for a second there, Tim.
Crushing the break. It's always been a big breaker, which is definitely one of the reasons, in my opinion, he's always done well in the PBS events, the hand rack events, which the PBS does. And look at this, 1 and the 2 next to each other. Bit of traveling from the 2 to the 3, unless they play the 3 ball to the bottom left. And then it's all about the 7 ball.
I do love doubles. I really do. It's my favourite event to watch, always. You get 2 lots as well. A little bit of everything. Singles, doubles, all the team playing. A little bit like a mini Moscone.
So bit in between angle. Might have to try and stun the cue ball out more. We're gonna try and get back to the short side of the 4, but did not get straight enough.
It's about as good as he could have done that.
If he draws the cue ball like a low right spin, real deep into the corner, wrap it around the corner, he might be able to get straightish on the 6. Could also look at going around the 7-9, but I think that's more risky. Now, it looked like the 7 does go by the 10, so in that case they're off to a flying start.
What a class shot that was to the 6 ball, Tim. Absolute perfection. What a class player FSR is. Honasuto, going to be one of them in years to come as well, I think, as he matures as a player. We all know how he likes to fool around, Tim. He loves a little prank, a little joke, doesn't he? A very funny little guy he is, Giannis, from the party island of Ibiza. He's called the Island Boy. And he's up against, or playing with, El Ferrari, and a very, very speedy opening rack for Team Spain. Good stuff, Tim, hey?
Yeah, definitely, and like I said, both players actually do like to break the balls quite firm. So in this format, I would already give them a better percentage to make a ball on the break. I've seen a lot of technical breaks where players are trying to only try to make the 1 ball in the side, or to even play defense on the break, and I just still think the best way to go for a break, for a good break in this format, is to get on with it.
This is a WPA sanctioned event. It carries ranking points. Oh, the 1 ball getting kicked around. 8 ball getting kicked. Is it going to drop? Well.
But remember, would you rather make a ball and not get position, or would you rather make a ball, or would you rather have it dry and? Well, in this case, I think they should be happy not to make the 8. That's my point, at least.
Yeah, the
This is
push here isn't nice, is it?
Yeah, it's quite a trap, because everywhere you go to, they have that 8 hanging over the corner. So maybe push the 4 and the 6 together and leave a jump. Yeah, if you play this, they're definitely gonna stick you behind the 5 ball. Would assume they're playing that. Could also still cut the 1 to the short rail and the cue ball to the opposite side of the table, but the only thing is you gotta make the 1 ball travel a little bit though. You don't want to leave it too close by the white. And they are more discussing on which side of the ball they actually want to hook.
Did he call the 8 just in case? Looked like he pointed to that pocket.
Well, I wouldn't assume so, because making the 8 could have turned out real bad for him. But they have played a good shot, or FSR played a good shot there. Took a little bit of a risk. You never know, if you fluke a ball, you're hooked. Yeah, it did
Slide
kick
table.
and it's soft.
Really opened up, didn't it, Tim, that cue ball? Chance. Now, do you play this off the 4? The 4 is in a horrible position. I would.
Yes. Oh. Yeah, it would have been great to get the 4 ball over a bit more. Doesn't go by the 7 now. So 3 rails, get close to the 3 ball to where you at least have options. To where you can still play for the 4 in the center, but man, I've seen so many balls going wrong into the side. Also, South Korea and Team USA, they missed like a straight in shot into the side. Just, they're very picky. So if you play that 4 ball to the right center, you, well, he's even playing it for the left center. It's a bigger pocket. And I agree.
No.
Maybe not. Well, they still have the backup, don't they, on the 8 ball? It might have worked out.
Yeah, I forgot about the 8 ball. It's kind of camouflaged by the pocket there. So, yes, all is good for Team Spain.
Yeah, they still have the option to play the short side of the 6. Really just depends on how they land. Well, in this case, they're gonna go for the 6 in the same corner.
Not that one. I don't want that one. I want the other one. Well, I was only trying to help you, FSR. It's okay, brother.
Well, that would definitely be the next step. I feel like if we can mic these players up playing the World Team Championship, I think that would be amazing just to hear about how they communicate, because some teams, they talk way too much, and some they just they do it so productively. Ooh. Used every little bit of that corner.
And draw to the side rail, back over for the 10 to the bottom right. Well, there are a few sets being won now. South Korea have taken the first one against Chinese Taipei. USA B, Oscar Dominguez, Tyler Steyer and Sophia Mast have taken the first set against Mexico. Team Austria lead 1-0 against Poland. Great Britain have taken the first set against Puerto Rico. The Netherlands have lost the first set to Vietnam, so they're a set down. Hong Kong have taken the first set against Canada. Germany on the hill at 3-2 with Norway for the opening set. Some interesting matchups there, Tim. Very hard to pick a winner.
Yeah, I don't know if you could feel it already, but my mood was starting to play up, finding out that the Netherlands lost their first set. Well, Spain 2-0 up. And FSR breaking. We haven't seen too much from Indonesia in this second set. Wow, look at this spread. Well, we're gonna see a little bit more of Team Indonesia. Try break. I think every single ball moved up table and did not find a pocket. That's where you still need that little bit of luck on the break.
Good angle on this 3, just stunned between the 6 and the 9. Oh, he's overhit this, Tim. He's overhit it. Still okay. Got to drop this in dead weight.
Yeah, we've seen Januata win 2 racks out of the 4 in the opening set. But Hendra, well, he did win a rack for Indonesia, but he only had to make 2 balls, so I feel like he didn't really get to play that much, and he really needs to play himself back in stroke a bit. He's had some time in the seat and not so many table time, not so much table time overall. There's definitely some challenges within this format. We've seen Savannah Easton sitting for quite a while because she didn't play the same. Well, she did play the mixed doubles, but then she had to wait for the singles to possibly go into a shootout. She was getting cold in the arena. Well, wearing a jacket.
Bit of work to do here. Around at least 3 rails. Maybe hit a fourth rail, Tim, and go short side on this 10 ball. What would you do?
No, I don't think I would take the risk. I think 3 rails is okay. Just make sure you play this with some left spin so you run a bit deeper. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really get better than this. Unless indeed you go all the way for the short side, but it's gonna ask the best speed from you. Your partner is supposed to make those.
She's always smiling, isn't she, Silviana? Lovely young lady. First met her in Battle Creek. They couldn't get a taxi, so I ordered one for them. Something for Team Spain to think about. See, Mighty has a jacket on as well. I'm just wondering if the arena is a little bit cold, Tim. Better cold than hot. At least you can do something about it if you're cold. Stick a jacket on. A scarf, some gloves, a hat.
Well,
Ooh,
I can't cannot imagine Vegas to be cold, but apparently it might be a bit chilly.
Yeah, I think it's okay during the night. During the day. It's just at the night the temperatures drop a little bit. Ozzy Reynolds from CSI used to wind me up and say that there's snow on the mountain tops. The poll is still going, Tim, and it's 75% now for Indonesia, 25 for Spain. I'm guessing that's because of the first set going to the Indonesians. They're certainly taking their time over this shot, Tim.
Ooh, that just barely dropped.
Had to avoid the scratch, didn't he, Tim? Which he did by hitting it that thick. Had to get the pace just right. Couldn't really do too much about the positional side. For the 3, they've got a shot at it. That's all you can say. Great shot.
Yeah, they couldn't really do much more with the 5. Actually, the 5 landed all right for the 5-9 combination, but he had to float forward to get straighter on the 4. Otherwise, he could have pushed the 5 over more to the long rail. So he had to give up the 1 to get better on the other. Oh, and this has gone wrong. Probably time for a safety. Push the 5 to the short rail.
Keeping it simple. Two rails. Kick it from behind. Call the side. Not much to get cover behind though, Tim. Well, he's played this very, very nicely indeed. Good shot, Hendra. Couldn't really have done much more, Tim, than that.
Oh, this is tricky enough. You might even be saying maybe kick at it. Yeah, it might be kicking at it, trying to catch it full. Cue ball runs into the 6 and can stop. Yeah, just like that, leave a long shot. Has turned out fine. As long as you don't leave an easy shot on the 5 to where they can play a good shape on the 6 to open up the 7-8. This is certainly not one of the easy ones.
Hard to imagine, Tim, but I think young Albert is the actual team leader here. I think he's taking control at just age 17. Perfect angle here to disturb the 7 and the 8. Oh, that's unlucky. That's the only thing that could have gone wrong there, really. Coming in behind it, Tim. We know it hugs the rail, don't we, off of those. Unlucky, done all the hard work there. Chance for Spain to get on the hill. This is a real stretch. Dinky little draw.
And just as quick as things went for Indonesia, that's how quick the second set is going. Nothing too fancy on this 9, and they're on the 10 to get Spain on the hill.
Yeah, dragged it in, beautifully done. Still allowed him to put a bit of pace into the ball instead of slow rolling it and hold for the 10. And indeed it is the hill, Tim, for Team Spain in this second set. Lost the first.
Yeah, now with Spain on the hill, Indonesia needs, well, a dry break, a scratch, a wide open layout, and not asking for too much, 2 great breaks, balls going in and shape. Well, who said it was impossible? Nobody said it was easy. Yeah, down goes the 6. They're gonna get a shot on the 1. Mark, I think we still do not have the Hispanic contingent watching, because Indonesia now in the poll at 75% against Spain's 25.
Yeah, I think the time in Spain could have something to do with it, Tim. I think they're on your time zone, right?
Spain is, but I was thinking maybe South America would be interested to see Puerto Rico and Team Spain and Mexico play. Oh, great opening shot on the one. Still some work to do. I think the 8 ball is available to the top right corner. Bit more of a cut, but at least it does go.
Time in South America is 12:40 a.m, so 20 to 1 in the morning. So maybe not the best of times for South Americans as well to watch.
Well, that's not how it works. You know, there is live pool. You gotta watch.
Yeah, I know those days. Many a time, Tim, I've watched the WPBA women's events, and then there's an event happening in Europe somewhere, and then I'll stay up and commentate. It's hard being a pool fanatic, isn't it? Especially these days. So much going on around the world. Oh dear, FSR.
I just seen so many of those go wrong that, well, I'm not even surprised anymore. That's just, it's crazy.
Oh, he's very fortunate, isn't he? That he hasn't left a clear shot at this. Okay, he's got a kick. Now, Albert had exactly the same kick earlier on and he missed the ball altogether.
Oh, how did he even pass that 5
that's
ball?
impossible. That is impossible, isn't it? You try and put a ball past that 5 ball, you'd never get it. The white ball seems to find its way in, doesn't it, somehow? Well,
I am going
really
to
got
make
away
a
with that
video
in Spain.
tomorrow. I'm gonna try and recreate that because it looked like that was impossible to do. A bit unlucky for Indonesia.
Well, I
have to
expect to
say-
see that on your Tim Talks commentary and travel, I think it is, isn't it? Something like that, travel and commentary, or commentary and travel.
Nowadays it's Q Sports and commentary. I kept it a little bit wider
Right.
open.
So I'll be looking out for that then in your Facebook page tomorrow. Let's see how many attempts it takes for you to do it, Tim.
That would be funny though. Now, in the meantime, I did glance over the chat and I've seen that there is actually some South Americans watching and rooting for Spain. So they're not alone. Now, this 8, it's all about this 8 ball for them. They can cut this with left spin. Throws the ball towards the corner. Yeah, just like that. That could be a set winner, Mark.
Yeah, I think overall they deserve to win this doubles. They played pretty good, started off very, very well in this set. Nice little trace of right-hand spin there on the cue ball. Coaxing the cue ball over to the right side of the table. The handshakes will come. And we're all square, Tim, at 1 set each. So mixed doubles coming up next. David Al-Kadi there, just offering a bit of advice maybe. Yeah, Mighty
Yeah,
has
not-
nipped out to get a jacket or something there, Tim. I think she was gesturing.
Yeah, well, she won't be needing the jacket because set number 3 will be the mixed doubles. We will see Maite in play, just like Sylviana Lou. We will yet have to find out who's gonna play together with them. They still have the options, but the player that has played both the same-sex doubles and the mixed doubles won't be able to play the singles after this. Because we're tied at 1, we're guaranteed going into a 4th set, the singles one. So as Team Spain has chosen to take a little break, it seems, I guess Mark White and I will do the same, and then we'll be right back with the 3rd set, the mixed doubles. Stay tuned. And welcome back, everybody. This is set number 3. It's time for the mixed doubles between Spain and Indonesia. Mark White and Tim de Ruiter in the booth, and a dry break for Indonesia to start off with.
Well, this one is on. 2 ball over the side pocket, Tim. Not sure he's going to go for it, though. What else do you do?
Well, it does come with such a high reward. I mean, the 3 and the 4 is still tied up. But, I mean, the other option is you push the 1 ball to the top short rail and you wait. But, looks like Jonas is going to take on this 1 ball. So you would say they have a solution for that 3 ball, and it's probably a safety behind the 4, sending the 3 ball all around the angles up table. Well, in this case it's nice to be closer to the 3 ball, but I would say take anything almost. It's a bit short. Not sure if he's actually gonna miss the 10 ball on the way out.
Well, he's looking at playing this, Tim, into the corner. This is perfect for... Oh, it's Kendra playing... Hendra, rather. I thought it was going to be Yanuata, but they're obviously saving Albert for the singles, which does mean he can play the singles next, and it will be him against FSR. By the looks of things, Tim.
Well, this is already quite early. Difficult shot. Sylviana hasn't hit too many balls in the last hour. Beautiful stroke. That's gonna build her confidence. Now they're back in line. Straight in on the 6 gives them angle on the 7 to stun over.
Perfect angle to draw over for the 8 into the top right. Chance to take the first rack in this race to 4. Third set. Nicely poised at 1 set all. First to 3 sets, remember.
Well, they can still nick the 8 behind the 9. It's either that or, well, it's that or bringing the cue ball back and forth, cutting the 8 in, but with the bridge, I think it's super tough to do. This felt like a little bit of an in-between choice there, Mark.
Yeah, like she couldn't make up her mind which way she wanted to go, whether she wanted to go safety or all in. Didn't really go all in. Hence the cue ball has stuck down this end of the table. But this is on. It's a great shot, this is, from Mighty Ribeiro. Now, anywhere but straight, Tim. Anywhere but straight. That's okay. There's an angle. Can go 2 rails here, possibly 3.
Yeah, I definitely like to play for the third rail.
Wants a bounce just to guarantee this 10. Oh. Just puts that added little bit of pressure on, doesn't it, that rail? Just a little bit, a smidgen. Well played.
Yeah, and it feels like Spain has turned it up a notch. If you compare with the opening set, kind of feels like most of the rolls have been going for Spain. But they have left Chanuata out of this mixed doubles. Which is interesting actually, Mark, if you think about it from the strategy side. Chanuata will have to beat FSR if Indonesia loses this mixed doubles. And if Chanuata played with Silviana, maybe they made more chance. They had more opportunities in this double, so bit of an interesting choice still. It will always be difficult to make these formations.
Yeah, I personally think they've made the right decision, saving Vanuatu for FSR. I think he has the most chance of beating FSR, Tim, to be honest. This would be a bonus kind of thing if they could win the doubles.
Yeah, I was looking at it the other way around. If Januata with Silviana beats Jonas and Maite, they guaranteed to go to a shootout. Now, this is definitely a position Spain will have to take on. And they don't. I'm a bit surprised. They could definitely play the 1 to the left long rail next to the 5. And roll the cue ball to the top right corner.
Let's see if Hendra has the same idea.
No, actually, this shot is better. The only thing he's missing out on is some pace.
Decent shot there, applauded by FSR, sat in his seat there. Oh, finished of edges. Oh, nice stop shot here, Tim, long straight in, 1 ball, stop the cue ball dead. Maybe just draw back slightly if he can. It's a tough one, digging down. Getting a good long sight of this, walking in on the line.
Yeah, super tough. And also the fact that he's now fluked the 1 in the side and left Indonesia straight in doesn't really bring Spain any good news on this. Could have had a bit of a roll, leaving the 1 somewhere else.
Nice delicate little shot there from Silviana. Right down the line with the player. This is a nice camera angle, watching the backhand at work. Would have liked maybe just a little bit further. Maybe still can hold this, Tim, for the 6 in the side.
Yeah, I could play with top left spin in case she feels like the stun right is too sensitive. She even played with low right. Did not dig enough into the cue ball.
I think her cue came up on the forward stroke, didn't get as much draw as she intended. So this is a tricky little shot here. Mind the 10 ball as well. May even scratch off the 10 ball. I've seen that before. Okay, thin up. It's good. And that's okay. We'll take that, Tim.
Yeah, back to prime shape. To a real shape for the 10 in the side. Doesn't need the second rail, but most of the players like to play that second rail and let the stroke out a little bit. Perfect on the 10 for Hendra.
Big beaming smile from Albert there. He enjoyed that. I don't think Silviana has stopped smiling since she's walked in the arena. Very happy with the way things are going for her beloved Indonesia. Team USA B going very well. They're 2 sets now up on Mexico. South Korea on the hill in the second set, having won the first against Chinese Taipei. Netherlands 2-2 with Team Vietnam in the second set. Hong Kong have taken the second set as well, and Germany taking the first set and a 3-2 up in the second against Norway. Hendra to break. I like where he's breaking from, Tim. Should open quite nicely here.
Yeah, we have seen some good things happen breaking from that position. Just not this time, and that sounds kind of cruel to him, but that is how the break really works. Nothing personal.
I saw Sky Woodward breaking like that in the men's Las Vegas Open, and it worked very well for him. Decent safety from Jonas.
And this is now the full hook. There is a window as Jonas is now pointing at the short rail to spin into the one.
That's a good shot. That's a very good shot.
Yeah, really like the pace she's played it, sending the one ball towards a lot of potential blockers. And yeah, the jump cube probably the best option, even though he doesn't have any space to land. He will have to land on the one ball. That's where sometimes the ball jumps out of the table or the one ball jumps out of the table. Oh, just not getting over the two, but looked very fancy actually to make the one in the side, but look at this for a layout too for Spain. With this ball on hand, straight in on the 3 ball, can give themselves a natural angle on the 4 to drop back for the 5. 6 with the 7 next to it.
Yeah, the jump shot from Hendra proves how online he was, Tim, because he still made the 1 ball. So he chose the right line, just didn't quite get over the 2, did he?
Yeah, as I mentioned, it was a super difficult jump. It's actually, for a fact, one of those jumps that a lot of players are practicing they're putting a lot of time in those. Because you have to know the cue so well and you have to strike the ball consistently the same. Which, I mean, obviously is the most difficult thing to do in pool, is to strike the ball the same every time.
Yeah, that's the holy grail, isn't it? That's what keeps us coming back for more, though. We strike one. I'm talking about players my level now, where you do that beautiful strike on the cue ball. You get exactly the reaction you want from the cue ball. And then the next shot, us league players, next shot, cue nothing, like we did this previous shot. It's consistency that's the tough thing to have, and that's all the hours of practice that are put in, which of course not all league players do. They don't have time to, or they don't have the desire to. It's just a bit of fun. But once you've been bitten, not by a snake, Tim, but by the bug of pool and that beautiful, perfect stroke, that's the part that makes you come back for more every time. Even if you only experience it once in a night, it was worth coming just for that one perfect stroke. I suppose we should talk about the dirty word M, money, Tim. Big money on offer for this. $120,000 to the winners of this tournament. That's some prize, Tim, isn't it?
Well, maybe it's just me, but I was just looking at all the teams that are making the quarterfinals. There's 20 teams, 19 countries, and if you get to the quarterfinals, you will get $15,000. So that's, let's say you have a team with 3 players, you got $5,000. You got your trip paid for, and possibly you could have played the Las Vegas Open, the mixed doubles turbo. So there is like more opportunities, but just to get 5th through 8th, definitely worth to play. makes sense. And cue ball off the table, and made balls too.
What causes that, Tim? Sometimes we do see it occasionally, not often, but occasionally we see that. What causes the cue ball to jump off the table at the break?
Well, definitely you're breaking with some elevation. The ball is being pressed in the table, gets a bit of hop, and then you're not hitting the one ball square in the face, but a little bit on the side. So it actually hops sideways, and then depending on how hard you hit it, could fly directly off the table or even with a hop in between.
We, of course, did see that bizarre moment. I believe you were commentating on it with Geffin. It's in the intro clip when Wei Tzu Chen broke off and the cue ball landed actually on the rail. Unplayable. I've never seen that before. I'm sure you've seen it. Well, not very, very rarely, Tim, if at all.
Well, I do believe I'm the one in the clip saying I've never seen something like this before, because I had never seen that before. That was well, I've seen people put a ball on the rail, but never on the break. It's kind of insane if you think about it. The odds are so low.
Yeah, a whole different skill level that is, mate. Be good if you could perfect it for a trick shot. Maybe have another ball on the rail and make a cannon. What about that for a carom trick shot? Oh dear, oh dear, what's gone wrong there?
Yeah, I feel like Maite is not as fluent as we've seen her before. She was quite speedy earlier when she played singles. But now it feels like she's trying to do everything perfect. It just looks like it. Obviously, we don't know for sure. But she's slowing down a little bit, and she's so trying to do everything technically right instead of letting the stroke out a bit.
Yeah, I know Mighty quite well. I had a few conversations with her at the different events that we've been to on the Pro Billiard series, and I know she's been working with somebody on the mental side of her game.
I do believe
she
it's
may
another
be
full player.
Okay.
And his name, I do believe it's Juan Carlos Exposito.
Ah, really? Okay.
I do, yeah, I do. As
Interesting.
far as I recall, I might be wrong, but I do believe it's him.
Yeah, I don't think she's ever been the most confident of player. So maybe it's just her confidence that she's working on. Jonas saying, just let me have a look at this first.
Yeah, you have to go just around the 7. Probably prefer to go 2 rails, makes the ball a bit bigger. Bigger incoming angle, but she went straight at it and certainly got the distance.
Yeah, just a little point to make there. You see Jonas was pointing to the part of the rail where he was guiding Mighty to hit, but he must remove his finger. You're not allowed to leave any indicators on the table like chalk or mark the rail or leave your cue there. You have to remove it before the shot's played. Otherwise it's a foul, but you are allowed to coach. Went full-blooded for that, Tim.
Yeah, I kind of felt like there was definitely one to let the stroke out and to go at it. She's missed it. Could have left more, but Jonas might cut this in. Or is he? No, it looks like he's rolling up on the 5 ball, which percentage-wise would be higher.
Jump stick in hand again. Last time he caught the intervening ball. He needs to get over this 5 ball. It's a bit more awkward. It's closer. Well, he jumped everything. What about that for a shot then? What's the chances of that happening? Missing everything on the table.
Well, I also
Great
don't know
attitude.
exactly. I don't know what's happening with Team Indonesia too. Like they're down 2-1. Your teammate just jumped over the ball, missed everything, and the next thing they do is they all three start laughing. Like it looks a bit interesting to me, but it's definitely a great vibe. I mean, it's fun to watch.
I think it's the right thing to do. I mean, it's better than getting annoyed with each other and increasing the tension. Laugh it off, forget about it, and get on with the next shot. I'm sure that's what most mental coaches would tell you, to be honest. It's good to have a goldfish memory, although I've since read that that's not true about goldfish having an 8-second memory. It's a load of rubbish, apparently.
Well, I would love to fill you in on more details on goldfish, but I'm not so much into fish.
I thought he was going to say you've forgotten them.
Well, I was gonna say they usually don't live longer than a day, so I wouldn't be surprised if their short-term memory was 8 seconds.
The last thing I remember is being flushed down the toilet, and I was only sleeping.
Oh,
I
big
later found out,
stretch.
Tim. I later found out that I'd actually had about 20 goldfish during my childhood. It wasn't one. They were all different.
Well, I do have some memories with fish, but I never really kept one. I always threw them back into the water.
Good boy. Almost
Well,
missed it.
it has landed perfectly for Maite to bring Spain on the hill, but that 9 ball might have touched a cushion or 3. But let's say the speed was right.
Let's say it went in cleanly. It wiped its feet first. Shall we have a check on some scores? Germany, defending champions from 3 years, or 2 years ago, wasn't it? Coming up to 3 years. They've taken a 2-set lead now over Team Norway, and they're 1 rack up in the 3rd set. Hong Kong have taken the 2nd set in theirs as well. They're 2-1 up in the 3rd. Vietnam 3-3 with Netherlands. It's Vietnam with 1 set and 2 sets to 0 for Great Britain as well, but they're 2 down to Puerto Rico in the 3rd set. Austria 2 up against Team Poland. That's a good result for them. And USA are also up 2-1. Big break, Tim.
Yeah, made 1 on the break. This time, I'm quite sure they're happy to see the 1 ball go. They would have left a shot on the 1 if they didn't. Now at least they can battle it out on the 2, so probably a push near the top left corner.
Yeah, good push.
Well, I'm expecting them to bank the 2 ball next to the 8. But they seem quite hesitant about this position.
Looks like Mika Immonen in the audience there. Look, God rest his soul. I think there is an edge. That was the problem, wasn't it? Missing the 8 ball, and it's been left on Tim.
Yeah, will they be cutting this to the bottom left then? Or how are they gonna avoid the 5 ball?
Playing safe, I think, Tim, in behind the orange 5 with the cue ball. I think that's what Jonas was gesturing. Good shot.
Yeah, I like that
important
choice.
Very crucial set this. Called to 7. Caught it a bit thin though, the 2 ball. No damage done though. Same
Yeah,
shot
what's
maybe,
next?
Tim. Behind this 5 again, I think. Just draw off the 2 ball. Send the 2 away.
Yes. Yeah, he's definitely banking the 2 ball, 2 rails out, up table. But he did not dig as deep in the cue ball as he would have liked. And somewhat of a chance. This is makeable. And if you can get the cue ball next to the 7, the 3 ball does go in the side. And it does open up the rack. So might be worth it to go for this. Still long though.
Good shot. Perfect, Tim. Just as you described it, right by the 7. On this 3 has the angle to go to the 4. 5 nearby as well. This is a good chance to save the set.
Yeah, a little bit straighter on the 5 than I would have liked. A little bit more angle would come a bit higher on the long rail, which gives you an easier angle from the 6 to the 7. She punched it out nicely, but it's a bit more sensitive this way. She didn't go high right spin, she went for like a stun with some right spin. Now cue ball closer to the rail. They do have an angle towards the 7, so it's more about making the ball and leave yourself somewhat of an angle on the 7. You do not need too much. Well, running out of time. Could have gotten on his nerves a bit, Mark.
Yeah, I must say, don't like the body language for this shot. Looked very apprehensive regarding this shot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like you
never
could
looked
feel
comfortable.
it.
Yeah, exactly, Tim, exactly. Body language, the biggest signal of all, isn't it? Yeah, playing the
Well,
6
it's
into the 9.
Well, which is a bit risky. If you make the 9, they're gonna put you back in the box with long distance. Oh, only the cue ball behind the 7. That is risky too. Did that go far enough? It's this close. It might be on. Well, Jonas is laughing, so he meant go the cue ball all the way down table. She thought.
Yeah, he did. Not
Put it
behind
behind the
there.
7.
Yeah. Little bit of misunderstanding there. Well, I think he played to cut that.
No. She
No?
did play to kick this. No, I think she definitely at least tried to get distance and knew the cue ball was gonna stay. So at least if they want to win the set, they have to come up with at least one big good shot. And now eventually doesn't go, so that's worked out. But the cue ball on the other side of the 8. Yeah, good
Great
shot
shot.
there. Keeps the control of the set by these kind of saves.
It was so speed sensitive, wasn't it? If he didn't get the cue ball right, didn't really worry too much about the 6. Knew it would be heading towards some kind of safety. But it's another jump shot, Tim. Oh, that's unlucky kiss. Well, Albert's still smiling. Will be him up next against FSR in the crucial set. Oh,
Well,
this is horrible.
She tried to power draw that, but she cheated the pocket and almost drew that cue ball under the 10. Still, you gotta go. You have to have that faith in your partner to say, I'm gonna make this long one, then you have to make the long one, okay? Like that's... Ooh. Maybe the time got him there because missed it by a bit. Now Indonesia back at the table. They need a big shot on this 7 ball to stay alive. Oh.
Got away with that, Tim. Do you play the bank, the cross side?
Well, I'm a bit more of a fan of playing the 7 to the top short rail and try to get myself cover. Because most of the time when you go for that bank, the cue ball just doesn't really get a great position. Like you're still trying to get the ball in the hole N shape, which better to play a good save than a 50-50 bank.
Yeah, look at that FSR getting the jump cue ready. Good teamwork there. Chucks the butt to the side. Those poor jump cue butts and the playing cues, they get so much abuse sometimes in the match, just chucked around, but they're strong. That was a foul, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, drama. Josh Filler, Moritz Newhausen and Pia Filler are really going to town on Team Norway. They're 2 sets up and 3-0 on the hill to win that match. That's a good result. And this is a good rack to win as well. It stops Spain winning the all-important 3rd set once again, Tim, and it's turning into a bit of a battle, isn't it, this particular mixed doubles match?
Yeah, definitely towards the end. Quite some mistakes from both sides, which makes things very interesting too. But I think most of the people watching were expecting Spain to have finished it by now. They were looking very solid. Everything was looking, yeah, well, decent, and the shapes were good. So now 3-2. This is actually a pretty important set for Indonesia. I mean, you would assume FSR is the favorite against Januata, which I'm not saying it cannot be the other way around. I'm saying you would expect FSR maybe slight favorite. So if Indonesia can still steal the set. Oh, and the cue ball down.
Oh,
She's made 1 on the break, 2 on the break.
It's really unlucky for Sylviana Lu. And a chance then for Spain to close this set out. Really looking forward to watching Albert take on Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. I really am. You're not really doing any pre-strokes, Mighty, just getting down, 1 pull back and straight through. Oh, this is work to be done. 6-7. That's a good angle to stunt in and out of the corner, or run it round off 2 rails.
Yeah, I do like the stun 2 rails. Oh, she hit that firm.
Pull up.
Ooh.
It's okay. Could have been worse, Tim, that, couldn't it? Could have been in the jaws of the pocket. Giving the cue a good rub down. Oh, what a shot.
Yes, indeed, and
Terrific from Suto.
that is a set-winning shot, Mark. That was one under a lot of pressure. So that scratch for Sylviana, it's gonna cost Indonesia the set.
I'm not sure
Most likely.
Why didn't she stop that cue ball then, Tim?
Well, maybe it's because of the tricky side pockets. Who knows?
I can feel the pressure on Mighty Repairo's shoulders. Great, well played. Terrific stuff.
Yeah, so that means Team Spain is now on the hill. They've won the third set. We will soon go to our fourth set, which is the singles, being played by FSR and Albert Januarta. But first, I guess everybody needs to take a little bit of a break, including us, Mark White and Tim de Ruiter. We're gonna take a break too, but stay tuned. We still have a lot more to come. Set 4, the singles, coming up very shortly. The players are back. We are live from Las Vegas. This is the Predator WPA World Teams Championship. And next up is our fourth set. The singles between Francisco Sanchez-Ruiz in the screen. He will be facing the youngest player of the team, Team Indonesia, Albert Ganuarta. It's a race to 4, and in the booth, still Mark White and Tim de Ruiter. What do you think, Mark?
Yep, still here. Looking forward to it. Germany, defending champions, Tim, have gone through 3-0 in sets. Quite an easy win for them. I didn't see the match, of course, but 3-0 certainly a big scoreline for them. But yeah, this is the one I'm really looking forward to. An established player like FSR up against the new up-and-coming. They had the same finish in the tournament in Florida that they've just been to at the PLP. So it'll be interesting who can bring that form from Florida to Las Vegas. It's a good start. Have some of that, Mr. Ruiz, he says. I only see the two railer, Tim. Behind the 10, short rail, long rail. And call the one in the corner. No rail, I think. Yes, a rail, of course. Good shot.
Yeah, this young man will have to step it up in order for Team Indonesia to survive. Gotta say, a bit of an interesting view I got there is on that shot. His left foot was not completely on the floor, which is a bit of an odd thing to see. Usually you suggest players to get both feet on the floor as often as possible. And yet, well, this time he has it, so maybe it was because he was closer to the rail.
Saw him playing against a young lady called Meadow from the United States earlier on. Won in straight sets 4-1, 4-1. And he was just attacking everything. It'd be interesting to see if he does exactly the same. And judging by that one ball he's just played, he is going to go attacking. He only knows one way, I think. His bank is on Tim. Can hold for the 5 off the 6 as well. Just give the 6 a little nudge.
Yeah, it's just that easy, Mark. Made that look easy. Perfect bump on the 6. Would prefer to be a bit straighter on the 6 ball, so he could draw back a bit. If he feels like a little bit insecure on the 5, he could have stopped the ball there, but nope.
You don't fear anything at 17, do you? You never think you're going to miss. Everything in the garden is rosy. All you have to do is go and play pool every day. Oh, how simple life can be sometimes. This is great stuff. He's overhit this so slightly. By quite some distance, actually, a foot or so. What a prospect for the future. What a prospect for right now. Albert Monuata, the Indonesian youngster, full of confidence. Brilliant. He's actually coming to Thailand, Tim, early next month. We have a big tournament here in Pattaya, in S1, a club called S1. I'm sure you've been there. You've seen the S1 club on a couple of your visits here. A few big stars coming to town for the Matchroom event. It's called the Pattaya Open. 160 players in all.
Well, you can see he's definitely putting the hours in. Just that break, I have to say, of course he's younger, so he still has plenty of time to develop the break. But in the format they're playing, such a huge thing to be able to bring that big impact.
Canada have pulled a set back against Hong Kong. It's now 2-1 in sets. No good news to bring you, unfortunately, Tim. The Netherlands 2 down in sets and 2 down in racks in the third set. So not looking great. Who's your team, by the way? Yannick, I'm guessing. Marco Teucher. And who's the lady?
Elise Q.
Ah, of course it is.
Yeah, not so interesting to go aggressive on most of the options just because of the 6 ball. Not an easy layout by any means, as long as the 1 ball stays away from the 2. The 2 might be difficult to get on as well. Did take his chances there to make the 1 and get on the 2. Well, he got the second part. Forgot about the first.
Surely in behind the 8 here, Tim, no?
Well, the 8 is a small ball. And I was gonna wonder what to do with... Oh, he did play your shot. You
I
were
thought
right.
they were
I
all the
was gonna
same. Are they not all the same size, Tim, the balls?
Well, that is very true. The gap only behind the 8 is quite small. But the only worry, and he actually called the bank, my worry was where to leave the 1 ball. Has worked out quite alright, but...
Oh.
Well, I guess it did not... Well, he kicked the ball in and then he apologized. What do you want? What a beautiful kick that was.
I think he just felt it was a little bit fortunate to actually make the ball. He's not afraid to dig down though, is he, on the ball? Can bank the 7, or the combo on the 7, I should say.
Now, if you're wondering when your favorite team plays, what the schedule looks like, what the bracket looks like, just make sure to visit probilliardseries.com. Everything is on there. Wow, I mean, okay, he's kicked that ball in, he apologized. But now that bank into the 7, that was a good shot.
Beautiful. Could be a shock in the making here, Tim. Not that it would be a big shock, because we know how great this youngster is. He just keeps proving it rack after rack. Just so fluent.
Yeah, he does keep the game quite simple. I mean, it didn't look simple with all the trick shots we've seen him play in this rack, but overall, if you look at his shapes and his cue ball work, it's quite soft, quite simple, doesn't do too much, and he's got a 2-0 lead in his hands. Albert Hanwata now putting some pressure, some heat on El Ferrari.
Yeah, if you remember, Tim, we saw him in action. We commentated on him actually in Indonesia at the PBS event. I remember him doing rather well there. Maybe didn't go as deep as he could have done, but I'm sure we're going to see him going deep in many, many tournaments over the coming years. I mean, he really is a big, big talent. El Ferrari not in pole position. Ball down. He's braking quite well as well, Tim, isn't he? Good power, accuracy, made the 1. Just a safety here though. Between the 5 and the 9 with a cue ball. 2 ball on the rail. Yeah, he's got him. Well, how about a double jump here, Tim? Maybe in the next, maybe in an exhibition.
No, he'll be kicking this, right? I mean, I'm too afraid nowadays. People, they love the jump cue that much. But I would love to kick at these 2 rails. I think the 7 is laying a bit in between for the 3 rails, so... Oh, for a second he was looking at a 3 rail.
I think he is going the 3 rails, Tim. Great hit.
Well, this is a return. Ho 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 ho, FSR. That was the perfect kick and stick over 3 rails. We've seen that before earlier today. But I gotta say, this one was a bit more tricky. Really altered the line there. Let's go 1 rail at it. Running out of time.
Maybe found a chink in his armour, although he kicked that 1 ball pretty well. Missing out on that occasion though. FSR needs to get into another gear here.
Yeah, don't forget, if Albert Janwata manages... Ooh. If the young man manages to win this fourth set, we will get the deciding shootout. And that could become quite interesting. Oh, he's played a little bit of a mess on that. But yet, this 5-ball in the center, with the pace to come off the rail, is very tough. Nice shot there. Well, I have to say, Albert did get some practice in earlier today, playing the first round in the juniors. As you mentioned, not sure if FSR actually already played a match today. I don't think Spain had to play the first round. They did have, well, not a walkover, but with 20 teams, it's impossible to get a full first round draw.
They had a bye in the first round, and you're right, Albert did win 4-1, 4-1 very easily, and he is one of the favourites for the junior title without a doubt. Hayden Ernst, another one from the USA, very, very good junior, also plays in a lot of events, and I believe he's actually won a Matchroom Junior event as well, Tim, I seem to remember. FSR getting his first rack on the board here, one which he really needed. Doesn't want to let Albert get on the hill this early. Nicely done. Plenty of stats for you there, Tim, to peruse.
Well, gotta say, that's a lot of stats. Of course, with 4 sets. Now, Indonesia overall, you would say, great player overall performance, 853. But if you look at the missed shots, they have missed 6 compared to just 2 for Indonesia. So, I mean, there is some small details that made this match a lot closer than the player overall performance would tell you in general.
Another dry one from FSR. Does have a look at this one ball. Not sure he's got the cut to the side, Tim. Does go to the bottom left, but not easy. taking any chances.
Well, he's got the jump cue out. For a second I thought he was able to find a window between the 4 and the 9 to kick 2 rails. Quite sure he's not going to cut this, he's more going to bank the 1 down table. I thought. He did go very aggressive there, and I mean, don't forget, he's still young. All these young players, they really like to make every ball. And that's a bit of a difference, you know. Over the years, that will change too. You will see that this jump, for example, was probably a little bit too much to ask for.
Yeah, no scars yet. No defeats really that are going to play on his mind very much. But it's when the losses keep coming, Tim, and you're still going for every ball you get a look at. That's when it begins to hurt, and you change your game, don't you? You just have to in the end. You can't win titles just with great potting ability. You need an all-round game, strategic. You need good safety, good kicking. I think that might be USA just winning their match. Indeed it is. They've beaten Mexico 3-0.
In the meantime, now FSR close by its work. A bit of traveling still to do from the 5 to the 6, but could leave himself a 3-rail route. Doesn't have to, could still draw straight over, but some players like to let the cue ball go instead of trying to draw it precisely. Oh, the 6 even goes to the bottom right. Well, I need to get my eyes checked. Don't travel if you can play a stop shot. Rule number 1. Well, maybe a little bit shorter on the 7, but he might have not even played for the side. This with top left spin, just a little bit of left. Will be fine. Yeah, this is to tie the score at 2, and it's mainly because of Januata letting the door open for El Ferrari to storm right through.
Quality from FSR really is great stuff. This is elite pool. I wonder if David Alcade is listening to us. Hi David, give us a wave. He could be watching the other match, but I think that's already finished, that one. Table 1. USA B. Oscar Dominguez, Sophia Maston, Tyler Steyer with a 3-0 win over Mexico. All square here, 2-2. Spain, 2-1 up.
Well, sticking the cue ball with the 3. Ooh. Well, now has left the door open a bit for Januata. Will be able to kick at this, and if he hits the top side, the 2 ball will go into the 10. Cue ball does go up table. Just gotta watch the scratch into the side pocket. He did play the bottom. The bottom has left the shot on for FSR and the 3-8 combination. This is a chance to run out and get on the hill for Spain, the double hill.
Oh, beautiful quality from El Ferrari. It's matches like
tense.
this, which you learn from, isn't it? See how deliberate he's being here, Tim. FSR is very, very deliberate. He's slowed down slightly. He sees this as a great, great chance, doesn't he, to get on the hill now.
Well, you know what they say, the beginning of the match and the end of the match always the most difficult. Some people like to rush into the beginning and they like to rush at the ending. You see the top rows most of the time, they take a little bit more time in the beginning to get going, and then when they start to feel it, they speed up till that point where they realize, oh, this is a turnaround in the set, I need to be careful. They make sure to get the job done, and now suddenly Spain is on the double hill.
Yeah, flawless from FSR in that run out, absolutely brilliant. It wasn't straightforward, it was a misplaced kick shot from Albert, which let him in with the chance. You suggested, Tim, hitting the top of the ball. He went to hit the underside of the ball, didn't get cover, left in a long straight in 2, which FSR dispatched with consummate ease, and from there on, after the combo, that didn't look like missing. Great stuff.
His final break will not be rewarded. No ball going in. So it will be the battle. I guess he can play the cue ball in between the 5 and the 10. But the 1 ball will be just too easy to hit as it's so close to the 7. Even the double kiss works. Yeah, try to create more distance. I'm not too sure about that shot, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, one thing you can't buy or can't, you know, get with ease very, very quickly, of course, is experienced him. And I think that's just where we're seeing a few little chinks in the armour. FSR so seasoned, he knows what shots to play when. He didn't get cover. That's better. Should be a straightforward 2-rail out though. Side and top cushion.
It's interesting though that he's called the corner where he's shooting from. Did catch that perfect. And this is not the first time this match that he's done this. First a perfect 3-rail kicking stick, and now the 2-rail sliding under the 5. Something special that is. This is not too bad either. You could see him shift on the shot, trying to grab that feel for the table. That's something you don't really get to see a lot of pool players do. A lot of carom players actually do that. Take like a basic line and then they feel the shot. It's
Oh,
he
no
wasn't
way.
trying. I was gonna say he wasn't trying that, but if he gets behind the 5.
Yeah, I think that would be what you call a jelly roll, had he have got in behind the 5 there. Good contact though. Deserved to get it safe. It is on, and it's the kind of shot that Albert was going for earlier on. Going all in here. Lucky boy. Ideas, please, Tim.
Well, I'm assuming he was gonna bank the one ball all around the table under the two. But he played a bit more cue ball there, just trying for any cover. Then again, these are difficult positions, nothing too obvious. So yeah, if you do not have any obvious save, why not just cut it in? And it's a bit brutal for him not to land on the two. Even a safety on the two ball would have worked, like if the cue ball landed under the two and the three.
Yeah, unfortunate to end fully hooked on the two. It was a great one ball. Trying to flick behind the three here. And if this bounces, it could be on. I don't think so though.
Oh, another roll up. Another one of those where I would say that ball plays real small, as I mentioned earlier. Obviously the window behind the tent, really small there, and I think this two ball is on. If it's on, he's swinging.
Oh. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Not easiest of cueing. And just strokes it in with power.
Oh.
Oh, he's lost the
And
cue
now
ball, Tim.
the gut will be too much to hold for the five ball. Are we gonna see him fly the cue ball twice around the table? No way. No, he's still gonna try and hold it. Oh wow, he played the short side. Nicely done. The scratch played pretty big there.
I think
Yeah,
he's
that
out, Tim.
means- Yeah, I was gonna say that means we might get a hill on our hands. Don't forget, if Team Indonesia wins this fourth set, we will be going to a shootout. And I honestly think it might be the most fair result after 3 hours of play. No, 4 hours of, no, 3 hours of play. I'm lost.
Well, I saw Albert practicing the 10-ball shootout shot, and he was absolutely crashing them in, a bit like Carlo Biardo does. It will be an interesting shootout. Look at the focus in them eyes. If any part of you thought that either team wasn't taking this seriously because there was so much laughing going on. I can tell you what, they're very, very, very serious about winning this tournament. It's 120 grand to the winners. And all of a sudden, the smiles have stopped and the focus is all there, look. Determination, heel. Well, just saying that. The smiles are back. Didn't take long, did it?
Well, Team Spain, maybe a bit more serious, but we all know that all three of the players, and actually including David, they can all joke around just as much as Team Indonesia is doing in the arena. So everybody just has a different attitude, or maybe it's a different goal, different mindset.
Here we go then.
Yeah, quite a bit of cut. The one ball moves over to the top short rail. He looked super disappointed. I thought he had the full hook on this one ball.
Still making sure he looks his best on camera though, doesn't he?
Yeah, where to push out to? I mean, you're 3 each. Are you gonna make a mess? Play the 10 into the 6, 7, 5, like make clusters? Because that's also gonna make your arm go a bit cold. And you know that the shootout might be coming right after. Good hit. Is he gonna get another cover? Cue ball a bit slow. Well, usually I would say. I was just gonna say. Usually I would say I don't like the combo as much. It's quite off angle. But how many shots have we seen him take on and make because he feels so comfortable with them? I'm just not a big fan.
Oh, showing a bit of disappointment now in that particular shot. The heat is on. Oh, he's coming in behind that, I think, Tim. Oh, look at this.
No.
Oh, dear. Yeah, I'd be smiling as well if I'd just played that. He completely butchered the shot he was trying to play. And he's ended up hooking Manuata.
Oh, and then he finds a way to go around it. You would almost ask yourself, how did that fit around it? Just like the 5 ball he kicked earlier on in this long match. when the 5-ball was over the side and he kicked just by it. Like, this is one of those, even if you try it, it's like almost not possible.
I want to see that on Tim Talk's commentary as well. Try and get behind that one ball without touching it. There's no chance.
Well, I will not be able to make it for the commentary tomorrow, which starts at 9 a.m. in the morning, Vegas time. Make sure to be there, everyone.
Yeah, I believe I'm with you, Tim. On the first match, we have 3 matches together tomorrow, so busy time for us as well as the players, as this tournament gets down to the nitty-gritty tomorrow. Also got the juniors playing, so lots to look forward to on another great day from Las Vegas at the Predator Pro Billiard Series and the WPA World Team Championships and the World, not the World Junior Championships, it's the Junior Las Vegas Open, of course. What's going through that mind of David Al-Qadi right now, part of the team, very patriotic about their country, Spain. I'm sure we'll see David in action at some point. If Spain do go on to win though, Tim, how can you change a winning formula?
Yeah, very true. Now, that bump has worked out perfectly. It's moved the 7-ball over. So FSR now on the way to close out the match. Mark, it has been a long one, but what can you say about Team Indonesia? They definitely made a great run for it.
Yeah, and it won't be the end of the road for them, of course. They will go to the one-loss side. I believe the losers here play Team Philippines. I may be wrong. No, it's actually Puerto Rico or Great Britain. Great Britain 2-1 up in sets, so they've pulled one back, Puerto Rico. Looks like the end of the road here though, Tim. We may have to leave himself a long tempo here because he's come a little bit awkward on this 9, hasn't he? Can only just draw back a little bit and play a longer 10. Yeah. Oh no, he's gone around 2 angles.
Go 2 rails. Yeah.
Didn't know he had the angle to do that. Great shot.
Well, you could, David on the left side, you could see him go, oh dear. Like, he knew that angle on the 9 wasn't a cookie. But this 10 to get Spain into the winner's bracket. Indonesia will have to try later on. So Spain advances. Indonesia will have to go the long route. Mark White and Tim de Ruiter, we are signing off for today, but we would love to see you back tomorrow at Pro Billiard TV at 9 a.m. Las Vegas time. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and I wish you a very good night.